Hey, what's going on, fellas? How we doing, man? Antonelli here. Answering your questions today. Today's question is it worth playing travel ball? And, I get this question all the time, different forms of this question with travel ball. So I want to break it down and talk to you guys about my experiences playing travel ball, what it did for me, and then also being part of a travel ball program. So I started Antonelli Baseball, which is essentially a travel ball program. And so, I want to talk a little bit about what certain programs offer, what are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, all that stuff. First off, I think travel ball without a doubt is worth it, or else I wouldn't have started a travel ball program, right? But it depends on the travel ball program. Let's start with that. So let's go back to when I played travel ball as a younger player. The best decision I ever made as a player, I didn't even make the decision. I guess my parents made the decision for me, but the best decision we made was to play travel ball. I played for a team called Lightning Baseball. Back 20 years ago almost, 19 years ago actually, exactly was when I started. Probably, 19 years ago today, or not today, but this month maybe. I joined the team, and back then there weren't as many travel ball programs. Okay, there was probably 7 in the whole state of Massachusetts back when I played. Now there's 700. Okay, so I could take a ball right now. I tell you, when I take a ball, I could probably throw this as far as I can. I hit 3 travel ball programs all within this like 300-foot area of me. Okay, so there's a ton of programs. It makes it more difficult, but we'll get into that. But for me, when I play travel ball, here's the thing. I always said I want to play against the best players. I want to play with the best players because that's the only way I'm going to get pushed to get better. If I'm the best player by far, when I played Babe Ruth or whatever, like I'm one of the best players, right? And so, sometimes you're going to play with some players that can't catch, all right? And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to become a better player, you've got to play against kids that are going to push you, kids that are going to be better than you. And so, when I played back then, I got to play against some of the best players from around here. We would go play against some great players from, all over the country. I got really good coaching. I got the best coaching I'd had. I had my dad as a coach who was a really good coach, but it was the first time I had probably a non-dad that was, a great coach and would really push us and demand us to be great and not just to, have fun. And, you want to have fun, but you got to get pushed by your coach. And so I had that opportunity. Those are the 3 main reasons why I did it. And I have no doubt that if I didn't do travel baseball back then, I would not be the player I was. I wouldn't have gotten to the place I got to in baseball. I just wouldn't have. There was such a huge difference between travel ball and non-travel ball. So that's me as a player, what I feel about it. As a coach, here's the thing. Why did I start a travel ball program? Okay. For one, I love developing players and I want to coach players. Okay. I coached. I played, obviously, I talked about it at every level, and then I got into college coaching, and I really enjoyed college coaching, but there's some things about college coaching that I didn't enjoy. And I said, I want to be in baseball, I want to coach players, have an impact on young players, and I enjoy really coaching with the younger players. But I want to provide this to them because, yes, there's 700 travel programs. You may say, oh man, travel baseball must be awesome, there's so many programs. But there's a lot of travel baseball programs now that are they're not, there's just so many of them, they can't all be good, right? There's not enough good coaches to go around. There's not enough good anything to go around if there's that many programs. And so I wanted to start a program that, I would be able to give what I've learned, what I've done in baseball to players. And there's not that opportunity at a lot of programs, right? And we talk to our players all the time about, our coaching staff has played, we have coaches that have played college baseball, that have played professional baseball, that have managed in professional baseball, that have, everything. And so, we've tried to do the same exact thing that I got from my baseball program back 19 years ago. We're building our program so that you play against some of the best players, you play with some of the best players, and you get the coaching that you would not be able to get anywhere else, right? Those are the 3 key components. And so we're on year 5, and we're building it up, and we're getting better and better and better. And we're starting to get to that point where, exactly like I had with Lightning Baseball back then. It's a little bit tougher to do it nowadays because there's 700 teams, so you're competing. There's so many players playing for so many different teams. Is it like it was 19 years ago? No. 19 years ago, my team was filled with probably the best players, some of the best 20 players in the whole state. not a lot of teams like that nowadays. But travel baseball is it should put you in an opportunity where you're playing with some of the better players. Maybe not the best players, but the better players than you would if you didn't play travel baseball. That's the first thing, okay? The second thing is, when it comes to exposure, when it comes to getting college scholarships and getting getting roster spots on colleges, that for me is probably, if not the most important, it's right up there with the development part of it. So it's really development, right? Becoming a better player. You have to develop yourself to put yourself in a position to make your high school team and hopefully get a college scholarship or play college. Then you need the exposure part of it, okay? The exposure part, here's the biggest thing again, and I don't know about all the other programs, but I'll talk about it from my perspective. When it comes to understanding the college recruiting process, very confusing. People, some people tell you, oh, it's not that confusing, man. It's really, really easy. It's amazing how many people I talk to every single day, parents that have no clue how the process works, nor should they know how it works, right? I went through the process as a player. You don't know how it works. It's really, really difficult. So unless you are the best, one of the top players in your state, and you're so amazing that when you step on the field, everybody goes, whoa, look at that guy. That guy's amazing. Then the recruiting process is really, really easy. But unfortunately for 99.9% of players, that's not them, right? Most players are not going to just walk on the field and everyone's going to turn and go, that guy is the greatest player I've ever seen. Okay? So how do those players get help? What do? They need to understand how the process works, what are the rules, what's the best way to put yourself in position to get recruited. And so that's where we help them, right? So, again, maybe not all programs do this, but a good travel ball program, I believe, needs to be doing this stuff, and this is what makes it worth it, okay? So, like for us, we talk to all of our players and figure out, okay, where do you want to go to school? We get a target list together and we say, okay, give me your list. Okay, this is what I think of your list. These are good fits. These aren't good fits. Maybe you should try these schools over here. Okay, so we're kind of guiding them through it. You need somebody that can look at you and say, yeah, you want to go to Vanderbilt, but you ain't good enough to go to Vanderbilt. So being honest with players and say, you need to be looking at these schools because you're wasting your time with Vanderbilt and UVA. And that's what everyone always tells me. Everyone that I talk to, where do you want to go to college? Oh, coach, I really want to play at Vandy and UVA and Mississippi and, Florida. I'd love to play there. I would love to play there too, but we can't play there. Like most players can't play there. And so you need to have a good target list and understand, have somebody that's been around the game and been around college baseball and been around recruiting and can tell you where you match up and give you an idea. So that's a huge part of playing travel ball, is having someone that can do that for you. The next thing is the exposure part of it, right? And nowadays there's 8,000 showcases and clinics and camps and tournaments, and there's 8 billion things going on, okay? And so college coaches can't be everywhere. They just can't do it. And so, some people say, well, travel ball doesn't matter, just go to the showcases and stuff. That's fine. Some people will say that because, there are showcases out there that are very good. There's some showcases that aren't that good, right? And there will be college coaches that showcase sometimes. But there are also some showcases where the college coaches are getting paid to be there, and they're working more than recruiting at some of them. So there's plus and minuses to all of it. But here's the thing I know about travel ball: if you play with a good team, if you have good players on your team, when you go play, coaches are going to come watch, right? The better players on your team, the more coaches are going to come watch. And if they're coming to watch that guy and I'm playing on that same field as him, they're there to watch me too, right? They may be there to watch him originally, but they may end the game watching me, okay? So as long as you're there and they're watching, if I can have better players around me, more people will be out to watch me, okay? And again, that comes back to being with a good team and playing with good players. The other thing is, for us, having a reference, having somebody that coaches can call, reach out to, and say, can this player play for me? Is he a good player? Should I, is he worth going after? And, I get those emails all the time. Because most coaches, and I had a little bit of an advantage. I coached college baseball, so I got to meet a lot of college coaches and get to know them. A lot of them are my friends. And so, they know I'm going to be honest with them. I'm going to give them a good evaluation. I'm not going to push guys that can't play for them. And so, that's a huge part of it, is having somebody that can vouch for you and that can help you when coaches reach out, right? Also have somebody that can reach out to other coaches. So, all of our players, I figure out where I think they fit best, and then I reach out to coaches. And I say, hey, I got this guy here. He can do this and this and this. He can't do this and this, but I think he could fit well with your program because of this, this, and this. Okay. And then, some people say, thank you so much, but, right now he doesn't fit with us or whatever. But most of them will come out and watch, and then they'll make their own assessment. I can't call anybody and say, hey, take this guy. And they'll say, yep, taking him. Like, they're always going to probably come out and watch. But you need somebody there, again, pushing for their players, being able to answer questions when the questions come in. And, I don't think at most, even in travel ball, that probably doesn't happen a lot. But I know definitely in non-travel ball stuff, the opportunities for all those things to happen probably aren't there. And so, those are just a couple of the reasons why I think travel ball is really important. But again, you can't just say travel ball. This question is a little bit difficult because there's so many different teams and the way teams do things in travel ball. There's some that are great at it. There's some that are terrible at it. So you can't say, yeah, play travel ball, and then a player goes and plays for this horrible program that doesn't care about the players, doesn't do anything to help them develop, and then players say, well, travel ball isn't worth it, man. This travel ball stuff is terrible. If you play for one of the better teams that actually cares about the players and are helping the players, then people are going to say, man, travel ball is amazing. This is the greatest thing ever. Like, how did I not play travel ball? Okay. So, and just like I'm sure that there's some Babe Ruth programs or Legion programs or whatever that are absolutely terrible to play for. And then there's other ones that the coaches probably care so much, and I know that there are, that are reaching out to colleges and helping colleges, trying to get them to come out to their games. And so, there's good and bad in both travel ball, non-travel ball, all that stuff. So hopefully this information helps you guys out a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. This video went a little bit longer than it probably should have, but sometimes I get on rants when it comes to travel ball. Subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, I really appreciate that. Check out our Instagram page, Antonelli Baseball, Twitter, @Antonelli9. We're posting videos all the time for you guys. Check out the description box below where I've got links to a bunch of books I've been reading and also training tools that we use with all of our players. Check out our website, AntonelliBaseball.com, for more information on our teams, how to play for us, how to work with us, all that stuff. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much again for watching. We appreciate it. Take care.